Alright everyone, it is Oscar night. I am so excited this year. I finally finished all the Best Picture nominees actually like half an hour ago. And just like last year, I'm gonna rank them, but this time it's gonna be different. I'm gonna put them on a tier list, but I am gonna rank them in order of least favorite to favorite, although most of them are actually, they're all good movies. Most of them are quite amazing though. And if you're interested what my picks are for the other categories, here's a picture on screen. Just pause the video. These are my picks, not predictions, just keep that in mind, and I'll be on a live stream with Jack Laurent or Fanatic Films, whatever you want to refer to him as, with a bunch of other people. Hopefully this video gets out before the show actually starts, but let's get into it. Coming in last place may be a controversial one. This is a movie that I like. I don't love it, and of course the tiers are my pick, hell yeah if it wins, it's very good, not my pick though, yeah it's solid, and how did this get nominated? And going for how did this get nominated is Promising Young Woman, and I know a lot of people love it, and this is a movie that I almost don't want to talk about. I have a full review on Letterboxd, but for me, I don't see what's so special about this movie. There's a lot of things that bother me about it. The dialogue, I don't know how this got nominated for screenplay. The editing annoyed me because I'm not one who likes very in-your-face editing. I just find it annoying. Even for movies I love, there's like, for example, BlacKkKlansman is a movie I absolutely love. My one problem with it is the editing because it's so like flashy and in your face. Promising Young Woman has very good performances. Carey Mulligan is really great, and obviously she deserved that Oscar nomination. Not my pick, but she deserved that nomination. Bo Burnham is also really good, but in ways they destroyed his character, and I totally get the message, okay? This is a very important message, and I don't want you guys to be thinking that I don't agree with it. I totally agree with it. I think that it's something that attention should be brought to, but I just don't like the way it was shown here, because when you have a subject like that, that's something that when it's shown in a movie, it shouldn't annoy you, because that's just the complete opposite of what it should do. I also thought it was tonally messy, and the ending, don't get me started on that. That's why it isn't last. But coming in at number, what's that, 7 I think it is, we have Mank. And it goes in the, yeah, it's solid category. This is a good movie, okay? I saw it once, I have a review of it, but the weird thing is that every time I think about Mank, I like it less. I haven't rewatched it, and the only reason I would rewatch it is to see if my score goes down, and I think just in my mind already, it has, okay? It deserves the Oscar for production design, and I love what they did with the sound and all that. I can see why it's nominated. It's a very Oscar-type movie, and it's a cool movie. Great premise. Gary Oldman's very good in the movie. Amanda Seyfried is very good as well, but it's just not my pick. It's really gone down. I have a review of it, but even that one almost isn't valid anymore. Coming in at number 6 is actually the front runner for Best Picture, I think. I watched it for the first time today, and that is Nomadland, and it goes in the, it's very good, not my pick though. I watched it today, and I think that Frances McDormand deserves the win for Best Actress, which I think will give her the most wins for Best Actress, and she totally deserves it. One of my favorite actresses. This is a movie that I actually haven't talked about on this channel because I just watched it for the first time today. It's very good. It's slow at times, and there are times in the movie I'm like, okay, something gonna happen? Like, why is this long? But it was very good. I think the direction was very good, and Frances McDormand was just incredible. Obviously, she didn't feel like she was acting at all, and that's really impressive, and I love what they did with the supporting cast. I can see why it's nominated, and it deserves the win for cinematography as well, I think, but I mean, I think there are better movies, honestly. A lot of people are saying this is the best one. I'm just like, I don't really see it. It's not exactly my movie. I wasn't excited to watch it. Like, I probably wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't nominated for Best Picture, but it was very good, I will admit. Coming in at number 5 was my third favorite movie of 2020. Yes, that's when it came out, and that is Sound of Metal, and it goes in the hell yeah if it wins, because I loved a lot of the movies that were nominated this year, and Sound of Metal is a phenomenal movie. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Honestly, for Best Actor, if you saw in that ballad, I don't know who I could pick. I don't know if I could pick Riz Ahmed. I want to pick him, but I also want to pick Chadwick Boseman, and I want to pick Stephen, whatever his last, I forget how his last name is, from Minari, and I really want to pick Anthony Hopkins too. I think he might get it, but there's so many here, and I can't decide. This movie is amazing. It should win the sound. It's so intense and so well made. I love the perspective they took from here, but I do have a full review of that. It's linked down below, and coming in at number 4 here is Minari. And I watched this for the first time last night, and the quality wasn't the best, not because of the movie, but because of how I watched it. But this movie is phenomenal. The only reason it's knocked down a bit is because I think that it kind of slows down a little bit in the second act, which is funny because that's my one complaint with the movie that I'll talk about in a little bit here, because there's a certain part of the movie where it feels like nothing progresses in the story, but everything else about it is amazing. This is a near masterpiece. That third act is so hard hitting. I love the mix of some of it's in Korean, some of it's in English. I thought it was really well. Of course, it's A24, so I really enjoyed it. This movie is so great. Please watch it if you can. I mean, it was also hilarious too. I did not expect to laugh as much as I did. I was laughing almost every other scene. I think that the little kid who played David was really good, and I don't know what it is, but the daughter here reminded me of Summer from School of Rock. I don't know, and just them calling Mountain Dew mountain water is the funniest thing ever. Coming in at number 3 is a pick that a lot of people will call basic. A lot of people did hate on this movie and call it like the Green Book of this year, I guess, and that is The Trial of the Chicago 7. And I love this movie. I love it so much. I think that almost everything about it is amazing. The ensemble cast is phenomenal. Probably the best ensemble cast of last year. And Aaron Sorkin's directing and writing, I think, are very strong. If this one wins for screenplay, I'll be like, yes, hell yes, because obviously it's Aaron Sorkin, so we all know this guy's one of the best ever. And this movie, really powerful, really emotional, and like worth watching today. It's one of those where, again, I have a full review of it, and it's also linked down below. And it's another one that's so important to watch now, which is funny because that's actually the case with a bunch of these movies. It is an insanely good movie. It's really intense. I mean, look at the cast. We have Sacha Baron Cohen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Eddie Redmayne, Mark Rylance, Michael Keaton is here even. Like, it's just such an amazing cast, such an amazing movie. It definitely deserved that Best Picture nomination. I do not care what you say. And coming in at number 2. Now, my 1 and 2 could go back and forth so easily, and it was really hard for me to decide. Coming in number 2 is gonna be The Father. And I just watched this movie. This one ended, like I said, like 30 minutes, an hour ago. The most emotional movie I've seen probably all year and all of 2020, obviously. This movie is absolutely phenomenal. I really don't think there's that many problems with it. My one complaint is that sometimes it slows down just a little bit, but just I love the perspective they took from it. I won't say too much about it. They tell it from this smart perspective of Anthony Hopkins, and when he's suffering with, I think it's Alzheimer's, the movie like jumps around, and it's really smart because he'll forget someone that one scene, and then the next scene they'll come up and say will be his daughter, and the next scene he'll be like, who are you? And she'll look different, but we know as an audience that's her, but we don't see her looking like, because Olivia Colman plays his daughter, who's also fantastic, by the way, definitely worth the nomination, I think. And some scenes, like, she'll look different because he'll totally forget who she is. He has no idea where he is. His watch is a big thing here. This movie, truly amazing. I almost picked it for my number 1, Anthony Hopkins, if he wins. God, this is one of his best performances, one of the most emotional. That final scene, though, I won't spoil, but it's, oh God, it's heartbreaking. But coming in at number 1 for me is Judas and the Black Messiah. This was one of my most anticipated movies ever since I think I saw Tenet in theaters. I saw this trailer, and I was like, what is this movie? This movie looks really good, and yeah, it is phenomenal. There is, and my only issue, which I said before, my only issue is that it slows down in the second act after a certain character goes to jail. That's it. Everything else about this movie is fantastic. I want Lakeith Stanfield to win Best Supporting Actor, although if Daniel Kaluuya wins, then that'd be awesome too. There's so many, but he's really my pick. It's such a powerful movie. It's obviously telling a true story and dealing with like the Black Panther Party in the 60s, 70s, I think 70s. It goes around different timelines. I love the way it was told, and there's like the one shootout scene, which is so intense, and I love the relationships between the characters. Dominique Fishback is really the heart and soul of this movie. She is also phenomenal. Her work should really be talked about more. This is my pick for Best Picture. Sure, I mean, I don't care if 5 out of 8 of these movies win, and if Nomadland wins, oh well, I kind of expect that one to win, but Judas and the Black Messiah is my pick, but I want to hear yours. Tell me them in the comments down below. Tell me all your Oscar predictions or picks, and thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.